Hello and welcome to Freja's Fiber, a knitting podcast by Freja and her mom Sigrid. We live in Sweden and we knit with natural fibers. We sometimes crochet, we sometimes sew, we needle felt sometimes, and we talk about sustainability, wool, yarns that we bought, things that we make. Mostly I make for her. So there's a lot of baby knits here, and if you don't like cute babies, this is not the podcast for you. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Icelandic sweater, a lopapeysa. I think it's pronounced that way. Are you Icelandic? Please tell me, how do you pronounce it? Lopapeysa? So I'm knitting a lopapeysa. I haven't started yet. I know what pattern to use. I just gotten the yarn. And I'm knitting currently a sweater for myself. I'm also gonna knit a matching top for me and Freja. So let's talk about the lopapeysa, the Icelandic sweater. It's for your big sister, right? It's for Vilma. Freja has two older sisters, so I have two bonus daughters. We're just girls in this family. Except my man, except my husband. We have a female cat, and he has three daughters and me. So a lot of girl power in this house. Anyway, it was Vilma's 10th birthday a couple of weeks ago. Really close to when you turned 4 months. And she was amazed by her dad's cardigan. His sweater, his Icelandic sweater that I knit him for his 40th birthday. I almost think that this will be a tradition, every time somebody turns 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, they should get an Icelandic sweater. So I told my mom, she's 65 now, so I was like, you have 5 years of planning, what colors do you want? And maybe you get one for your first birthday. What do you think? Yeah. So I wrote a little note that said, I'm gonna knit you an Icelandic sweater before September, because that's when it starts to get a bit chilly in Sweden. Otherwise it's just warm. Swedish summers are not quite warm. They're not famous for being warm, but so far they've been pretty warm. So I wrote that little note and I put it in a little box and wrapped it in, and it said, I'm gonna knit you an Icelandic sweater before September and you get to choose colorway and pattern. So I picked out some patterns that she could choose from Ravelry, and I'm gonna show you which one she chose. I think it's really beautiful and I love the colors, and thankfully those are kind of the colors she chose. I was really scared that she would choose some matchy colors, but no, she picked really nice colors and I've just gotten them, so I'm gonna show you. This is the colorway that she chose. So we have a really dark blue, heathered blue, a light blue, and a white. They're from, of course, the queen of the Icelandic yarns is from Letlupi. This is for needles 4 to 5, 50 grams skein, 100 meter, 109 yards. I've knitted this before. I knitted a cardigan for Freja. I knitted a sweater for her dad. They're absolutely too rustic for me. If you follow my podcast, you know that I like soft fibers. But I think when you... I have to show you Freja right now. Is that exciting? Will you be a famous basketball player? Yeah. Probably. Not like her mom. Not very good at sports. But I do like knitting. Can we please consider that a sport? I actually move my hands. So what was I talking about? Yeah, that it's rough. But I actually think when you soak it and when you block it and you put some conditioner in there, I think it gets better. I think it gets almost softer, and I think it's a wonderful fleece when you knit it up. So I'm really looking forward to start this cardigan. I think it's too hot right now. It's too warm. I like fall. Have I told you that before? I like fall. Of all the seasons, I like fall and autumn the best. Summer is not my cup of tea, but I'm trying to embrace it. And that means knitting some fluffy summer cardigans. So that's what I'm up to right now. It looks like I've come a very long way, because I don't even think I showed you this in the last episode. I didn't, did I? So this huge piece is the back side. It looks so wonky right now. Oh, and it's, yeah. But I want a big, almost cocoony cardigan, very airy and light. It's some silk in there, and alpaca, I think. Yeah. That was interesting, right? She's still really interested in this ball in the baby gym. So that's the back side. I'm beginning to increase for the arms on one of the front sides. I think it's super nice to have this really soft, squishy yarn that doesn't weigh anything, because in the summertime it's really chilly in the evenings in Sweden. So this is a really good thing to just crunch up. I know you're not allowed to crunch knits, but anyway. And crunch it up and put it in your bag and take it out when you're cold in the evening. So that's what I'm making right now. And this is what I will make. Start soon, I think. What I want to put on my needles is the Nordisk Sommertopp. I think I will insert a picture here. And I will make that in like a matching set for me and Freya. A tiny one that I have to come up with a pattern myself, and one for me in probably size medium. So that's what I'm gonna knit. I will do the Nordisk Sommertopp. What else? What else can I tell you? I did knit something else. I did knit a little blanket for Freya in this super fussy yarn. Can you see it? Yeah. And this is super light, super airy. I just did moss stitch at the end, garter stitch here, and moss stitch in the end. It's a bit wonky. It's not made for looking good. It's really made for its use. I've also crocheted with some organic cotton on the edges, so there's this tiny lace effect. And you know, knitting right now I think is kind of what do you think, baby? What is it? I think it's for people that can afford it. It's not like in the olden days when you had to knit your own clothes. Now it's actually kind of a luxury thing to do, especially if you buy the nice yarns and knit a lot of big things. That's actually not anything everybody can afford. And I'm really happy that I can, and I really prioritize buying yarn. Yeah. What do you think? Huh? Anyway, so it's not for everybody, and I wish it was, and it's not because of need anymore, I think. But this was actually something I really felt that she needed, and yeah. I'll pick you up. Because when I nurse her and breastfeed her, she tends to fall asleep, and then I try to put her down really slow. I call this type of movement gymnastics and aerobics for new parents, because you know that really slow moving when you put the baby down in the crib and you like back out really slow, so it won't be any noises to wake the baby up. Or I put a video on my Instagram. I can put it here actually. Yeah, how to put things in the oven when you can't really bend over or bend down with the baby in a carrier or a shawl. There's like a huge, and you know, doing everything with one hand like this. So that's new parent aerobics. Did I call it something else on Instagram? Maybe I did. Yeah. Anyway, when I put her down really slowly like this, she's pretty warm from my body temperature, but when I put her down and it's not on wool or something like that, she gets cold instantly, or she feels the cold surface and she wakes up. But when I put her down on one of my shawls and then put it over her, she actually tends to be asleep longer because, I don't know, it keeps the body temperature. And that is something so moving to me, that something I can make. Well, I made her, not alone, but like this tiny little blanket. I made this with my hands, and it's from the wool from sheep. And when I put it over my hand, like this, when I take her down, it actually keeps the connection for us. Like, my body warmth is still here between me and her, and the little sheep that we're really very thankful for. Isn't that pretty? Like, what wool can do for us? Yeah? Keep us warm. Keep each other warm. Yeah. So that's what I've knitted. That's what I completed. The Icelandic sweater is what I will do. And what I'm doing right now is the airy beige sweater. If you follow me on Instagram, or us on Instagram, you will know and maybe notice that a lot of things in my life are beige. I really like soft colors. I've talked about that in other episodes. Something I did in between the episodes was actually some yoga stretches for knitters. So if you want to check that out, and that's really good for your neck and shoulders when you're knitting, and your hands if they get stiff. And yeah, other than that, life is really crazy right now. We're moving to the place of my dreams. When I was 15 years old, I wrote in a little book with angels, corny, that I want to live on Österlen. It's on the south part of Sweden. It's the east coast, and it's so beautiful. It's like Sweden's version of Provence or Tuscany, and I also get some Scottish vibes from there, and Irish and England. It's so beautiful. If you ever go to Sweden, go to Österlen. So yeah, we're moving there. We're living right now outside of Stockholm, and it's nice, but you know, I've dreamt about that place since I was 15. And I also wrote that I would have a family. So I gave birth to this one in January and we bought the house in May. So almost exactly 10 years later. I got it all, didn't I? Yeah. And I also have a new job. I'm going to be a class teacher at a Waldorf school nearby. And I'm so looking forward to that. I met the kids the other week and they were amazing. They were so fun. I'm almost going to cry. They gave me flowers, mostly, mostly from the meadow, I think. But it was, isn't that the best kind of flowers from the outside? They were so cute. And if you want to know more about Waldorf or Steiner education, you can check out my last episode, one before this one, or just Google it. It's a special type of school, but I think it's really good, obviously, since I'm working as a Waldorf teacher. So yeah, we're moving, and I was thinking we could show you some bits and pieces from our new house. That's where we will record the next podcast, probably. I said that in the last episode too. But check it out. Welcome to our house. Hi. Hi. This is the laundry room. This is some kind of weird fireplace. This will be the master bedroom, but right now we're renting the place, or we're letting people rent it, so it's 2 simple beds. You can go out there. A lot of storage space, that's good, because I have shitloads of vintage and secondhand clothes. Here is the bathroom. It's not a jacuzzi, it's just a bathtub. It's a wonderful bathtub. I haven't had a bathtub in years. Here's the sauna. More storage space. Here is the dining room table with some packing on it. This cabinet we got from the people who sold it. This is the kitchen. That's the wine fridge. The wine cooler, I'm not sure what it's called. Here's the bar. We're probably gonna make it into a hangout place for Freja, but we're also thinking about maybe we should make a smoothie bar. That would be cool, right, baby? TV, and here's where I'm gonna sit and knit. I guess this is where we will be doing the recordings. Going up, 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 up. 50 points to your house if you know what song I was singing on. Here's the sleeping loft desk. And this is also just for when we're letting people rent the house. Here's the view. Yeah. I think Grandma's here, Freja. We should go down and get going so we can go home to Stockholm. And then we can move in here. What do you think? Do you want to learn how to walk on these floors, baby? What do you think? Is this where you will learn how to walk? Is it? Want to say bye? Bye. Hey, how do you feel about moving? Yeah? Huh? Do you like the thought of your own house? Yeah. You want to learn how to walk on our own wooden floors? Yeah. Should we celebrate Christmas there? Yes. Let's go then. Let's move. Yeah. So every episode, I'm talking a bit quieter because Freya is sleeping. Every episode I show you something that I call Blast from the Past. That's something that I've knitted pre-podcasting. And today I thought we were, in this really hot summer day, I thought we were going to talk about this little cardigan for Freya. I did this when she was in my belly. I think, yeah, it was in December or January. She hasn't worn it a lot. I'm not gonna. It was too big when she was born, and it got too warm. But you know, maybe she'll have a sibling, one more sibling one day. And I just think it's adorable. I do not mind just hanging it up. I'm gonna insert the pattern name and designer. And the yarn that I used is from Bovens Spinners. That's a pretty local company. You know, just natural colors. I would say this is a typical Scandinavian, Norwegian, Swedish pattern. And I really love those. Don't you want to make one in your own size? Maybe I should. I think she will be too big for this when fall is here, but maybe not. Maybe she can use it. It's one of the favorite things I've knitted for her. I'll insert a picture when she's wearing it. So before every episode, I post a question on my Instagram. You get to choose from one of two stories from my life. I've lived a quite weird life, even if I've only been alive for 25 years. Yeah. And a lot of crazy stuff has happened. Last time I talked about when I disrespected the Swedish queen. Yeah. Mom was clumsy. Yeah. And I asked you, in the two latest episodes, we just have 2 episodes up, I've asked you if you wanted to hear this story or the story about when we almost got crushed by an elephant. And a lot of people vote for that, but it never won. So, for all of you guys, I'm just going to tell the story about when we almost got crushed by an elephant. Freja wasn't alive then. She wasn't even thought of, as you say in Sweden. I was with one of my best friends, Freja, at Sri Lanka. You know, that's a little island south of India. And we actually went to... Well, I followed her to Sri Lanka. I didn't stalk her there. We went together. Because I was getting a tattoo. I was getting this tattoo one day. And I went to a drop-in. And they didn't call me back for my appointment. So I got really pissed off because, you know, when you're supposed to do something big, not big, but that's gonna stay on you forever, you kind of get excited and nervous, and then it just didn't happen, and that made me, I don't know, it made me a bit anxious or pissed off, or I don't know. So when I got home, I was like, oh, I have to do something today. There has to be something that I've done today. Maybe I should like follow you to Sri Lanka or something. She was like, yeah, you should. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should. I don't like warm countries, but maybe I should. And I just had heard about Sri Lanka. I think I knew my mom had been there in the 70s and anime. So I googled it and I just saw these beautiful pictures and I was like, fine. I give myself, I think it was 48 hours. If I still want to go, I booked the ticket. And I did. So I went with her to Sri Lanka. And this was, I think in the middle of our trip. Yeah, we had just climbed a mountain that's called Adam's Peak. That's another story. And we were going to this surfing village because my friend was a surfer. And she wouldn't call herself a surfer, but I totally would. She can stand up on a surfboard in water. That's a surfer for me. I can't do that. I can lie down on a surfboard in water. Yeah, that's my kind of surfing. Like, I don't do sup, that's stand up paddling. Lie down paddling, that's what I can do. Anyway, we were going to the surfing village and we got off the train in a city called Ella. Hello, Ella. And yeah, there was a lot of tuk-tuks. Do you know tuk-tuks? They're like a tiny three-wheeled little taxi bike kind of thing with the back piece that you can sit in. And there was this one guy, he was really nagging us that we should take his tuk-tuk, that we should come with him. And when you're two young girls traveling, you go like, no, I don't think we should follow this guy that's totally creepy and trying to force us almost to come with him. So we were like, no, thank you. And we went away and said, I'm just gonna go get my taxi so I can pick you up. And we were like, no. We took another tuk-tuk into town. And we were sitting there and we were having vegan burgers at this fantastic place with colored lights. I eat, when I'm abroad, I like follow the colored lights. I really like colored lights when I want to go on a restaurant and vegan food. So it was a match in heaven. Colored lights and vegan food. It was good. But the creepy guy arrives at the restaurant. We have no idea how he could follow us, but he did. And he was like, so I got my taxi, you can go with me now. And we're like, no, we still don't want to go with you. And he got so pissed off. I mean, he got really mad. He stormed out of there. It was such an awkward moment. And we asked the waiters if they could set us up with another taxi guy. And this older man comes along and we can see that he's married on his finger and he has nice clean clothes and he was very respectful. So we're like, yeah, maybe we can go with this guy. So we stand outside the restaurant and we hear like a really weird noise, like, and there comes a really old white van. White van, say that fast. Many times. An old white van comes along on the little road. And that's the shitty car we're gonna go in. And do you think that the old man is the driver? No! It's a younger but creepier guy that doesn't speak a word of English. And we're like, okay, well, let's get into this car and we're gonna get killed, but fuck. Anyway. And yeah, so we get into that taxi and we talk really loud in Swedish, but really happy, so that they won't understand, like, yeah, we're gonna get killed in the jungle. No, we won't, because he's just one and we're two. We can, like, take him together if he tries anything. And then another guy jumps into the car, also creepy and quiet. So we're like, okay, now we're screwed. We're really screwed. Okay. And we pretend to text our boyfriends, like, when we will arrive. So we were like, I'm gonna tell Adam, that we're there in 4 hours. Yes, I'm gonna tell Steve that we arrived. Sorry, when will we arrive? No English. What time? 4 hours? Okay. In 4 hours, I will tell Steve that we will come there. Just hope that we thought we had told somebody that what time we were coming. Crazy, maybe, but better safe than sorry. Hey, when you're traveling. And, well, it takes many hours. And finally, we're on our way, and we're in the jungle, and it's dark. It's getting dark. That's when we realize that the car doesn't have any lights. And there's no lights by the roads in the jungle. Just winding roads down mountains and in the jungle, like dark. We don't have any lights on the car. They do have a little flashlight or a torch, whatever you want to call it, that they like light and they point to the road. Yeah, that didn't work that well. And that's when they say the first thing that they have said for the whole trip. They point to the side where we can see a big sign, and they say, "Wild Elephant Area." Yeah. So we're in the jungle, in a wild elephant area, with creepy guys, in an old van. Yeah. And yeah, the second after that, they actually yell, "Elephant!" And that's when we look out the window. And that's when we see the huge elephant about to like step on us. I don't know what he does. I think he just drives the car almost into the ditch. But we made it. Obviously, I'm sitting here nursing my baby. We did make it. But I kid you not, we were like this close to getting crushed by an elephant. I want to say thank you for all your nice comments here and on Instagram that you enjoy the podcast. I know we don't have that many viewers yet, but who cares? I like to talk to the ones that we do have. And I'm really happy that when you contact me and tell me that you enjoy it, that makes me want to continue. So, catch you later. Bye!